I'm Maureen, and I have two daughters adopted from China, and our youngest daughter, Maureen, came to us with hepatitis B unbeknownst to us. We had her in for treatment with interferon, and we put her into PT. I decided I would let them know that Maureen had hepatitis B, and the physical therapist was pretty good. You know, she didn't have an issue with it at all. But then I got a call from the early intervention specialist, you know, her caseworker. She said that the speech pathologist hasn't been vaccinated to protect against hepatitis B. And I said, well, okay, well then she can get vaccinated. And she said, no, she doesn't want to be vaccinated to prevent hepatitis B. She said, we want to move her to a different school. And I said, well, wait a minute, that's not acceptable. You know, initially, because we didn't know anything about hepatitis B and we weren't really aware of the stigma, I think that we thought that people would just be accepting and they would be fine with it. When we took her back to where my husband lived, one of the relatives made a comment. I went to hand her, she loved holding babies, and I said, oh, here, why don't, you know, do you want to hold Maureen? And she said, no, I haven't had my shots yet, you know. And I said, well, you know, unless you're planning on sticking her and drawing blood or having sex with her, I think you're going to be fine, but that's okay, you don't have to hold her. You know, after our experience at that, a couple of different experiences, we chose not to disclose. And then we just completely went, you know, dark with all of the information. I always advise parents to think long and hard about it, and to initially not disclose to anyone about their child's hepatitis B. Because once that information is out, there's no taking that information back. And you don't want your child to be the one that other kids aren't allowed to play with, or that the teacher is reluctant to give them a little hug in the classroom because they're afraid they might get hepatitis B, even if they've been vaccinated, you know, where they don't really understand the disease. Maureen just turned 19 yesterday. You know, a couple of years ago, Maureen was willing to share her story, but Maureen is also a success story. You know, she has been free of the virus, you know, since the age of 4. Often I'll get parents, adoptive parents, that will ask me about adopting a special needs child with hepatitis B. And I like to tell them to first, you know, think about it long and hard, learn a little bit about the disease. It's, you know, it really is controllable. It is manageable. It's a disease you can live with, and, you know, you might live a very long, full life with Hep B.